What's up, guys? It's Derek here, back for another VOD review. Today, we're doing a VOD review of Kyun, habitual beast of... I say habitual too much. I think that word is too much in my vocabulary. He's a high-ranked player. You guys probably know Kyun. If you don't, he's pretty good at TFT, streamer, etc., etc. This game got an augment that I want to talk about because prior to this patch, and prior to the real evolution of this Yone comp becoming such a thing that everyone wants to play, this augment wasn't really in the spotlight. And it's become more in the spotlight now, but I'm sure there's some people who still haven't got a chance to play it yet, still haven't, might not even know that it is OP. So I wanted to call this out for, people who are not knowledgeable about such things. So far, we have a Heavenly Opener with a bow and a glove start. So you can already see how this game might lean towards a Yone type setup. We also have the Darius, who's the best Yone item holder in the game. He's just throw a Titans on this guy, throw a Hodge on this guy, and we get the full Hodge here and the Kha'Zix, so we are overjoyed. And boom, we get it here, Divine Rolls. And Kyun knows immediately he takes this augment. I think actually this is already a mistake. Because he could have fielded the Kha'Zix here, right, and gotten an extra roll, because what this augment does is you get 4 rolls plus 1 for each of your heavenly units. So I believe he could have fielded Kha'Zix here and actually got an entire free roll here, but I think he wanted to take this augment so quickly that he didn't do that. But I'm pretty sure he could have had 7 rolls here instead of the 6 that he's gonna have here. But still, you can push 4 in this situation. I assume he's gonna push 4, but we'll see. You could also, I think you have to push 4 here. You go 4, and now we can roll down, pick up as many heavenly units as possible. If we're a high roller, we'll find a Yone. If not, we can continue to play around this board here. But you can just see this many rolls, especially this early in the game. I like skipping Soraka. We don't really want to play around her. He even gets Fortune in. Kyun, the Fortune player, actually gets to play Fortune here, and he might play it for a few rounds. I'm a bit surprised by this because it's going to be really expensive to hold all these heavenly units on your bench. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, we get 6 free rerolls to start off the game at level 4. That is a ton. I mean, it's basically 12 gold worth of rerolls that you can use on level 4 there, which can help you find your Yones, help you find... Really, the big thing that this does is it increases the odds that you can pick up a Yone, and it increases the odds that you're going to see 2-star heavenly units, which is actually really, really important because when you 2-star heavenly units, they increase their heavenly bonus that they give to your board, and if you can 3-star them, they increase it even more. So what this augment can do is it can actually sometimes give you 3-star heavenly units in spots where you normally wouldn't really be able to find them. But yeah, we're gonna, this is what's a bit weird to me about this setup is that, we don't get to make gold here to play Fortune. And I mean, the econ trade-off should be there, right? We're gonna get more gold from Fortune than we are from, just playing a regular strong board, but still a little bit, I don't know, a little strange to me, but I could see it, especially if you're a Fortune player. And the other thing that we want to call out here is look how many Malphites he's holding. He's holding 6 Malphites. He's holding 4 Kog'Maws, I'm thinking because we're playing a Malphite Kog'Maw comp. We're also holding 4 Kha'Zixes. The 2 duplicators is fantastic because that'll get us to Yone really, really easily. But yeah, he's interested in holding these duplicates because if you hit a 3-star, that once again, it ups the amount of heavenly stats that you get. Now, I wonder here what we're going to do. I think Kha'Zix is more relevant. This is why I kind of don't like playing the Fortune, because we're basically holding all these units on our board that we can't sell for econ. I'm curious to see what Kyun does here, because you'd like to hold the Nico, you'd like to also make 30, and you definitely can't do both. You could just sell the Malphite here and then make 30 and not hold the Nico, which I think, yeah, that's what he's going to go for here. And he is going to get his Fortune cash out really soon. The other nice thing about playing Fortune here, to devil's advocate it for myself, is that we get whatever we want off Carousel here. We can pick up this Titans, we can pick up this Yone, either one. I like Yone a lot, especially if we're going to end up being uncontested, and we called it early, so we'll see if anyone decides to pivot in. But Heavenly or Divine rolls is a really, really hard augment to contest because you're getting so many rolls. So this person, Hyun in this case, is going to take a ton out of the pool, and he decides, wow, he goes for the double down here. This is a pretty cool setup. So we're basically going to play Fortune until probably 3-2, maybe even 3-5, and then we're going to spike our board really, really hard and play around Yone. This isn't a version of Yone that I've really seen before, the Fortune into Yone, but I mean, I remember early on in the set when we VOD reviewed Kyun, he was definitely a Fortune enjoyer, and he sees it here and he's going to play around it, and it makes sense, right? Already 10 stacks of Fortune. I'm curious at what point we stop. We probably double down one more time here and then see. Yep, he is going to push your luck. 3 here. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, lose it 3, 2. And then I guess we probably just 3, 5 it. If we're going to be losing 3, 2 anyway, we might as well just sack 3, 3. Unit-wise, we're holding on to this Nico here. Once again, we're seeing all these heavenly units in shop, but we can't actually hold them, which is a little bit sad. We could potentially hold Kiana over Nico. I'm curious what he values more. Or he's just going to actually not make econ here. Hold on to the Kiana because it's another heavenly unit. It can actually make your board kind of strong if you play like Fortune Heavenly setup. And look how rich we are. So normally when you're playing this, and yep, I love to see Kyun go for this, you play the max amount of heavenly units here because this augment does not say non-duplicate units. You can play 2 Nikos here, and that's going to give us 5 rolls as opposed to, you know, like 4 rolls if it only included unique units. So we get 5 rolls plus 3. We're going to get 8 rolls at 3-1 here, and we're so rich that we can just level at 3-1 and roll it down. It's just so nice to be able to do this. Look at this. There's a Yone, there's a Kindred 2 even, there's another Kha'Zix, another Kindred, another Malphite, and we've hit a decent bit here already. And then, you know, once again at 4-1, we're getting even more rolls. So this augment is just so good. And like I said, we're gonna keep Fortune in here, probably just 3-5 it. We'll see what our augment is here as well. But I mean, yeah, this spot looks fantastic for Kyun, especially because he's so comfy playing around Fortune. So he knows how to play with low HP. And hey, if you can stabilize really hard, it is absolutely worth to take this much damage. And I mean, look at our bench. It's just full of units that we want to play. 3-2 augment here. We don't really need more econ. Oh my god. And you can see Kyun's reaction here. Gargantuan Resolve. So heavenly rolls must be one of the best possible augments you can get in this comp, and Gargantuan Resolve is either, you know, slightly better than it or slightly worse than it, but these are probably the 2 strongest augments that you can get in this comp. Gargantuan Resolve is going to make your Yone an unkillable monster. We can just go Titans. It's like, ideally it's Titans BT, but Titans Hodge makes a lot of sense here, and then we'll see what we go for with these bows. It could be even more Titans, honestly. Maybe our cash out ends up being like item components. 30 stack cash out here, by the way. My god, this is gonna be a huge cash out, and we have so much econ to work with. I wonder though if you ever level early here and just like sack a little bit of econ just to make yourself, you know, be alive here. Like, I could certainly see him just pushing level here. It looks like he's still gonna greet it though. Oh my god, he cashes a Kayn out from the orb. My god, another Silas. We don't need that Kindred. Whoa, we would have had Silas too actually, but you know, you can't see all of that. And we got, what is this, a full item here? I don't really love any of these. I wonder what we can go for here, like a Death Blade for Kayn. You could even just go TG and throw it onto like a Kha'Zix or a Malphite, because it's actually pretty reasonable that we're going to 3-star them. But yeah, he is just going to go for the Death Blade for Kayn, potentially. And yeah, we just have to... It's interesting that he didn't even want the Hodge. He wants to just greed for BT here, which is best item on Yone here, and then just leave the Hodge onto Kayn because it's a fantastic item on Kayn. I mean, I think that makes a ton of sense. With the amount of gold that we have after all of this has been said and done, I have to imagine we're going to level here and roll down a bit, try to pick up a... or we're already leveled at this point, so yeah, just roll down, try to pick up a Yone 2 here. Really, Yone 2 is all you need at this stage of the game to stabilize. You can hold the Sorakas, they're not super important. Yeah, and I like not making Soraka 2, and right on time we find this Yone. It took a little while. That was not a... I mean, look, there have been some high roll parts of this game, but that was not a high roll roll down. But still, we get the Yone 2 with enough gold that we can make 30 gold, which is really nice. And remember, we still have these 2 duplicators sitting on bench, so we only need a few more Yones. 4 more... No, yeah. 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 2 is 9. Quick maths. Only 4 more Yones to have a Yone 3. Now, it's interesting. We did see someone else potentially holding Yones. Yeah, I want them to scout again. They're only holding 1, so it's probably fine for us to go for a Yone 3 this game, especially with the divine rolls. Remember that we're level 7 here. We can potentially get 7 heavenly units in here and get 10 rolls. How insane is this augment? Actually, 10 free rerolls at 4-1 in combination with all the rerolls that we already got. It would have been 6 at 2-1, and then at 3-1 it could have been 8, right? It was 8 actually with the 5. Like, we're getting over 20 free rerolls this game, and we're only gonna get more as the game goes on, because once you get to like the later stages, 5-1, you can get infinite free rerolls, and boom, there it is. 7 heavenly units in on this board here to guarantee that we're gonna get 10 rolls from divine rolls. It doesn't care if you have duplicates, it just cares if the units say heavenly on them, and they all say heavenly on them. Ooh, this is a really weird setup here. We have an artifact anvil as the drop. We have to roll here, but we're gonna have to crack this. Might have to be like Azanya's as a makeshift Edge of Night here. I'm gonna roll down pretty deep here to try to pick up the Yones. Really, honestly, not the best roll down. We are still 1 Yone off Gonna have to make a Last Whisper red buff here onto the Kindred. I like this a lot, actually. I like the red buff, and yeah, the Last Whisper is a pretty standard slam as well, just to guarantee that we have that armor shred. Because we're already 3-item Yone, we're already 3-item on the Kayn as well, so like, do we really need to wait around for more stuff? Not really. I mean, I like support cash a lot in a comp like this. Martyr's probably also fantastic. Look like Kiyun is checking the stats, so I'll be interested to see what the stats say. I mean, Unified's probably not bad either. I think I would probably go support cash here and just try to high roll a good support item. Both Zeke's and Aegis are probably fine. Yeah, Zeke seems pretty good here. And that is the last Yone we need for Yone 3. But look at this, Kiyun, because he's so close to Malphite, he's going to roll down more here and actually pick up Malphite 3 and then use the duplicator to find Yone 3. So he wants the 3-star Malphite. Like I said, when you 3-star these units, you get more stats from Heavenly. So now our Yone is super juiced up with all these stats with the Double Titan's Resolve. We also have this Nico 2 sitting on bench, so we can look for like a Nico 3 potentially on 8. Probably not going to we're certainly not gonna like stay 7 and like roll for Nico 3, but we can definitely find it just randomly on 8. And yeah, 35 HP, but this spot is insane. What a cool, I did not know we were gonna have a Fortune VOD review this game in combination with Heavenly Rolls. I wanted this video just to be about Heavenly Rolls, but like the Fortune Yone setup is actually really, really cool as well. For a comp that, you know, you spike really hard at 3-5, so just Fortune Lost Streak into 3-2 or 3-5 it makes perfect sense. So really cool from Kiyun to show that off. And I mean, now we are cruising in this spot here. Just have to go level 8 soon so we can get in another Heavenly unit. Oh, this is everyone gets a duplicator. So that's Kayn 2 for us immediately if we want it. And we have, what do we have left to build out around here? It was one glove left, yeah. So we go for Guard Breaker here. I mean, it's also Lissandra if we want just the Lissandra. I don't know. I'm not really sure what this is. I mean, I guess you could make Guard Breaker Kindred if you want. Yeah, it looks like he just wants the Lissandra here as the unit that he's going to play on his board, as opposed to playing around like a Soraka to pump up the Heavenly more. Lissandra, it's going to be Arcanist for the entire board. I've seen this a lot. People really like randomly like Lissandra in this comp because, I mean, if she gets kills, you're going to farm some extra items. You can itemize. I mean, this is a random Malphite 3 on our board. We could maybe itemize him. So we'll see what happens here. But yeah, it's actually an interesting end because it's like, I think the idea from Kiyun, which is very astute, which is very smart, is that also, what the hell is he eating? You're not going to lose with this board because you're already Yone 3 Kayn 2 with these Heavenlies in. Like, your board is really strong, though that Duelist board looks a little scary. So if you're not going to lose, you might as well play the Lissandra, give yourself the option to potentially farm items. And this Lissandra is really good. Like, the scariest board is probably this guy who already has Volibear 3. The Lissandra is actually really good in this matchup if she can pot the Volibear. And look, she pots the Volibear here, and it's so much easier to win this fight with Lissandra and the Voli. So really, really smart stuff by Kiyun to decide to play Lissandra here. She doesn't necessarily fill out the synergies in the way that you would normally want, but I mean, it's still really, really good. Once again, diligent gameplay from Mr. Kiyun here. He's going to get as many Heavenly in as possible. Sadly, he's missing 2 Heavenly here. He doesn't have a ton on bench, so he can only get, that's like 9 rolls there, 6 plus 3, but I mean, still that's a lot. Oh, and there ends up being a Kiana, which is funny. And now he's just trying to figure out his items. We would be looking for like Wukong. Oh my god! The Wukong on 8 is just illegal here, I must say. But yeah, I would say we're going to look for Wukong items here. Use our rolls on 8 to pick up extra Nikos for potentially Nico 3. We are at Nico 3 with Duplicator, so we can just use Dupe to make Nico 3, and then he's looking at potentially, so there's like Sterex, okay, it's not Sterex Stagey, Gunblade Guardbreaker. Okay, I'm down for that. Solid items. I wonder if you want to put any of these onto Kindred, or if you just want to fully itemize the Wukong here. I would look to put Gunblade on Wukong, but I'm curious actually. Like I could see itemizing the Kindred. You know, it's a 4 Reaper setup here. He decides to actually move the Zeeks over there to the Kazakhs. Yeah, it looks like he's just gonna itemize the Wukong just because Wukong's a real unit, and Kindred without the perfect Kindred setup is not too great. But in any case, we are still a very, very strong board. We are winning almost all of our fights. We actually lost 5-1 just because we were trying to figure out what we were playing down 2 items. It was I assume we fought someone really, really strong there. Let's see, what is this? I can't. Oh, it's the I win versus I lose. I mean, you're probably gonna win this. You absolutely, of course, scout, but you know it's quite likely you're gonna win. And ooh, I love this. The early, just the level up here for the Soraka here, because if you win this fight, it's worth so much gold. Like the econ pales in comparison to the 10 gold that you get for winning this fight. So I love this here. to level in this spot, and now our board looks insanely strong. The only way to cap out the board at this point is to hit stuff like Wukong 2, and then I guess we can think about going level 10, getting in a random like Morgana on this board. It's ghostly, it's Sage, it's pretty cool. But first priority is going to be hitting a 2-star Wukong. I would say he threw Syndra there because it looks like someone's looking. Yeah, that was 6 Syndras. I think that was a Syndra 2 on bench. That's pretty scary. Wukong item here. There's Sterax. There's Titans. There's Titans with Gargantuan Resolve. My god. So we can just pick up this Gargantuan Wukong. The only downside is that because he's Wukong 1 right now, he might just get bursted down. But once we get to Wukong 2, man, this guy's going to be a monster. But yeah, I think it's pretty reasonable in this. Oh, actually, that's 7 Syndras on that Fated player's board. So yeah, he really needs to hold Syndras. Now, there's still 2 off, so you don't have to go into like danger zone where you're going to like roll down all your gold and try to deny him. But, you know, you could certainly think about rolling here. Also, this person with 2 duplicators is holding a Syndra on bench. They're nowhere near any kind of 3-star, but, you know, like, if the Syndra player had these 2 duplicators, they'd be Syndra 3 right now. But, hey, that's just the crazy world that we live in with this set so far. Also, speaking of which, there's Set on the board. Working out with him makes you bigger. Very cool. He actually now says that he doesn't want to deny the Syndra. I don't think they just died. Did they just die there? But I guess the idea is that they're not going to be able to hit and they're about to die. It's who was it actually? They didn't just die, did they? Was it Jupe's kid? I don't know. I mean, we're scouting so fast. It's hard to see the scouting when it's one of these where I mean, Kurum just disconnected. Kurum FF'd. Okay, so I think whoever the player who was going for Syndra 3 ends up being dead here because, I mean, why else would we take this out of our planner? We would definitely want to deny if we could. And like I was talking about, he puts the Morg in the planner because that is the level 10 edition. It looks like Kyun might just be going level 10 here and then capping on his board. And once again, remember, we're going to get the divine rolls here. Sadly, we don't have any extras that we can put in because we've found all the ones 3-star, but still, that's a bunch of free rolls that we're going to get. I don't think we can quite go level 10 here before rolling, but we can roll at 9, pick up Morgana, ideally pick up this Wukong too, which would be fantastic. He's also holding the Zyra Khan, which is just, you know, usually a solid unit, but he still wants to go 10. I like this here. So we're going to use our rolls on 9, but then still focus on going 10 here. I have to imagine you just finish Kindred item here, GS. Seems solid, yeah. I mean, I was kind of thinking Shojin just to get Kindred casting more, but I mean, GS seems fine as well. And we're going to fight. Ooh, this is a bit of a scary volley bear, but we finished the bear off. That was a really scary setup. I think if our board wasn't so strong, also he, I think, almost miscalculated how much gold it cost to go 10 there, but that's fine. He sold a few units and he still gets to go 10. And now we have the final level 10 board. We get the Morgana in, Sage, and Ghostly, which is really, really nice. Going to be some extra damage amp and also just healing onto our entire front line, which is fantastic. So this is, you know, the board that you'll play. The only way we could get more capped is if we find Wukong 2 and if we get a Heavenly Emblem here to get 7 Heavenly in, get that Omni Vamp on the entire board. That is gross when you get that as an option. I had this set up basically, but with a Heavenly Emblem earlier today, and it was a win out. It was not even very difficult. Okay, it was a little close during the end, but I still won out. Anyway, Wukong 2 here is going to probably ensure that we can win versus Marcel P here. It's a 6-3. The game is almost over just because Kyun took some damage early and then just dominated the lobby. This guy's board is not weak by any means. They have the Udyr 2, they have the Kaisa 2, but it seems like it's going to be so hard for Kaisa to get through this Yone. It is just impossible, and so that's going to be the dub for Kyun. Really, really cool game. It was fun seeing the Fortune play, and I did also really want to highlight the Heavenly Rolls thing, because this Augment is broken if you play into this line. It is very, very good, so do not skip this Augment if you have a chance to play Yone. Like, in this spot, he had a Hodge Slam plus Bow. Absolutely play Yone with this Augment if you can. Thanks for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe, check out my Twitch and all my other links down below. Thanks for watching. Bye.